Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into the creative manifesto Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. This innovative guide shatters the myth of originality, teaching us that all creative work builds on what came before. Kleon, an acclaimed artist, writer, and poet whose insights have been spotlighted in the Wall Street Journal, brings us key principles to unlock our own creativity. He suggests that rather than striving for pure originality, we should embrace influence, mix ideas, and reimagine existing art in a way that personalizes and transforms it into something new. Additionally, the book offers practical advice on harnessing the power of the internet to share and promote your work. Whether you're a painter, writer, musician, or any kind of creator, Steal Like an Artist provides the tools to spark inspiration and help propel your artistic journey forward. This episode is essential for artists seeking to infuse their work with the genius of their heroes, for anyone bogged down by the search for original ideas, and for creatives needing guidance on making an impression in the digital age. Join us as we explore how to effectively steal like an artist and craft a creative path uniquely your own. Steal Like an Artist. 10 Things Nobody Told You About Being Creative. Introduction. Unlock your creative genius by learning the true art of borrowing ideas. Can you guess who the grand masters of imitation are? You might be surprised to learn it's not infamous burglars or con artists, but revered creatives like Picasso or Steve Jobs. Yes, the secret sauce to their brilliance wasn't always a stroke of unique genius. It was their savvy ability to steal like an artist. That's right, every piece of art, every breakthrough, is stitched together with threads of inspiration pulled from the tapestry of works that came before. True creativity isn't about summoning something from nothing. It's about weaving the old into something seemingly new and original. It's about understanding that ideas are communal and that tapping into this collective wellspring is not just acceptable, it's necessary. Dig into this narrative and unearth the critical lessons of how borrowing from your idols can propel your creative journey. Learn to navigate the modern maze of innovation where the line between influence and originality is as fine as a painter's brushstroke. Embark on this journey to discover the unexpected connections between high-profile figures like musician Nick Cave and TV host Conan O'Brien, why chasing the illusion of originality can stifle true creativity, and the subtle, yet impactful, influence of your surroundings on your creative process, and why a change of scenery might be the catalyst you need. Welcome to the art of creative kleptomania, where your next masterpiece begins with the legacy of others. Part 1. Embrace influence and shatter the myth of originality in art. Picture a gallery filled with masterpieces, each exuding an aura of sheer innovation. It's tempting to believe that the signature on each canvas represents a flicker of pure, unprecedented imagination. Yet, if you delve into the annals of art history, a different reality unveils itself, one where originality isn't the cornerstone we've always imagined it to be. Truth be told, the notion of utterly original art is a mirage. Every stroke, every color combination, and every thematic exploration stems from the rich soil of influence that artists have planted their roots in. Iconic figures, notably Picasso, Dali, and literary giant W.B. Yeats, to name a few, weren't sprung from a void. Their masterpieces were the fruits of a rich heritage of past works and ideas, the gifts from their predecessors that they remixed and reshaped into something ostensibly new. Consider the evolution of music with the Beatles. They honed their craft through imitation, plucking the strings to tunes created by those they idolized until they were ready to compose their own symphonies. Now imagine the creative process as a family tree, where every branch represents the influence and every leaf a unique expression. Begin with an artist you admire, Deep dive into their inspiration and let their pictures and philosophies fill your workspace. Then, extend your roots outwards to their influences, creating a network of interconnected pioneers, a sprawling tree of artistic lineage. This will hardly stifle your creativity. Instead, it will multiply the insights you can weave into your own work. By acknowledging your place on this tree and celebrating the lineage into which you're tapping, you enhance your creative authenticity and motivation to produce work that's enriched by the past, while still very much a reflection of your unique perspective. Remember, it's not about conjuring art from the ether. It's about standing on the shoulders of giants, and in doing so, reaching heights of creativity that would be otherwise unattainable. Part 2. Imitate your idols to uncover your unique creative identity. If originality in art is a myth, you might wonder, is imitation the sincerest form of creativity? It may be surprising, but the answer leans towards a resounding yes. We're not talking about mere duplication or forgery, but about a form of flattery that seeds growth. When you're taking your first tentative steps on the creative path, clasp your heroes close and mimic their every move, their form, their technique, even the way they drink their coffee. Think about those who've crafted the narratives we adore. Glasses perched on nose, pen furiously scribbling. They often start as arduous copycats of their own idols. Nick Cave reverberated the chords of his musical forerunners before tuning his unique sound, just as countless artists have riffed off the works of their favorites before finding their own rhythm. As you immerse yourself in their worlds, you'll soon find fissures, subtle gaps where your pencil doesn't trace quite the same line, where your voice doesn't hit the same notes. These gaps are golden. They are the crevices in which your own style will burgeon. It's through these imperfections, these areas where you fall short of imitation, that you carve a niche. Take a leaf from Conan O'Brien's story. He studied his icon, David Letterman, piecing his comedic style together in Letterman's shadow. But O'Brien couldn't mirror Letterman entirely. What seemed like shortcomings became his signature. His unique style blossomed from his inimitability. Just as Letterman sought to echo Johnny Carson, and Carson aspired to echo Jack Benny, the lineage of influence demonstrates that our quirks, our inability to perfectly replicate our heroes, are precisely where our individuality lies. Your natural deviations from those you admire pave the road to your own creative legacy. This is emulation, where imitation segues into innovation, defining who you are as an artist and adding a new branch to the tree of influence. Part 3. Balance your art with hobbies to unlock new avenues of creativity. Dive headfirst into the artistic pool, and you might think shedding your extracurricular flippers will help you swim faster. Yet, art isn't a race to be won by narrowed focus alone. It's an exploration that requires both breadth and depth. So before you consider dropping those side hobbies, bear in mind that they are not just frivolous pastimes, but potential incubators for creativity. The diverse landscapes of our interests can offer respite from creative blockades. Imagine facing an impasse in your main project. A single-minded approach may tempt you to barrel through, but stubbornness can give way to frustration, obstructing rather than unlocking your creative flow. Allowing your mind the freedom to roam the fields of varied pursuits creates the space needed for sparks of innovation to ignite. Indeed, diversions can be the playground for your subconscious, where solutions to artistic challenges are found amid seemingly unrelated activities. And remember, creativity doesn't discriminate by hobby. Whether you're scrubbing dishes, strumming a guitar, or even indulging in a spot of procrastination, each distraction can serve as a mental palate cleanser, returning you to your primary work refreshed and ready for insight. Abandon your leisurely loves, and you risk barren stretches in your emotional landscape, a void where fulfillment and joy should dwell. Taking a break, to play, to explore, to simply be, can stoke the embers of creativity, propelling you toward an art form that's not only more profound but more whole. The author's own journey with the guitar mirrors this truth. Setting it aside for art's sake, he stumbled into an unexpected emptiness. It was only when he reintegrated his musical interludes for pure enjoyment that his life regained its harmony, echoing through his art and allowing it to resonate with greater vitality. Combine your art with the seemingly unconnected threads of your life and weave a tapestry that's richer for all it encompasses. Your side projects and hobbies are not distractions from your art. They are part and parcel of the artist you are becoming. Part 4. Cherish your anonymity as a budding artist, then share your work to blossom. The allure of fame is undeniable. Who wouldn't want their name in lights, their art admired by thousands? Yet, in the infancy of your artistic quest, there exists a quiet sanctuary known as obscurity, a place where creativity flourishes in the soil of freedom. Before you rush towards the spotlight, consider the merits of this shadowy state. In obscurity, your canvas is bare, open to strokes of experimentation and unprompted daubs of imagination. Without the world's gaze, every mistake is simply a learning curve, unfettered by the weight of public expectation. There's room here to play, to discover your voice without preconceived notions of what art should look like. However, the time will come when you yearn to step out of the shadows and into the recognition you deserve, and when you do, sharing becomes your bridge from obscurity to acclaim. Luckily, we live in a golden era of connectivity. Through the myriad avenues of the internet, from blogs to social networks, your art can reach an audience wider than ever before. But what to share? Put your heart on the digital canvas, your polished pieces, your work in progress, or even the scraps and musings that lead you there. Every shard of your artistic process reveals a piece of your soul, and it's in your soul that your unique flame of passion burns. It's this passion, transparently shared, that entices audiences, bringing them into your world to witness your creation unfolding. A blog can become a window into your studio, each post an invitation for viewers to not just see, but to appreciate the artist behind the work. Remember, even as you wave goodbye to anonymity, do so with a nod to its gifts. Now go on, cast your creations onto the world's stage and watch as the seeds you've sown in secret bloom into a garden of followers, fans, and fellow artists, each one eager to see where your journey takes you next. Part 5. Craft an inspiring creative space and venture beyond it for fresh perspectives. Cast your mind back to an era when seeking artistic inspiration meant embarking on grand tours of cultural epicenters. Times have changed. Inspiration now lounges at our digital doorsteps, accessible with a mere click. But ease hasn't negated the importance of environment. If anything, it heightens the necessity for a meticulously organized and invigorating workspace. Transforming your home into an artistic haven requires more than just hanging up a few inspiring prints. It demands a thoughtful integration of every element that contributes to your creative process. Case in point, while today's technology bristles with limitless potential, artists should not be bound by electronic cords and screens. There's a primal magic in the tactile, the feeling of pen against paper, clay between fingers, the snip-snip of scissors as you piece together a vision. It's in these hands-on activities that often the seeds of innovation are planted. Take the author's journey in creating Newspaper Blackout. It wasn't cursor and pixels that brought his ideas to life, but the tangible act of cutting and rearranging snippets of paper. It's this blend of the digital and the physical that should define your workspace, partitioned to cater to different modalities of creation. Yet, no artist is an island, and the confines of four walls, no matter how stirring, can become stifling. Thus, don't clamp down on the urge to rove. Just as artists once scoured the shores of the Mediterranean for muses, allow yourself to seek new horizons. Relocating to a new place can imbue your work with fresh vigor, broadening your perspective and enriching your palette with unexplored cultural hues. The author's own odyssey took him from the familiar Texan expanses to the historical intricacies of England and the vibrant landscapes of Italy. These shifts in scenery did more than change his environment, they altered the course of his life and work. Your next source of inspiration might just be a journey away. So while you craft your inspiring work bubble, be sure to occasionally step outside and breathe in the world. Part 6. Learn to thrive on praise while deflecting the sting of criticism. Imagine your creative work as a delicate seedling. Each day you water it with inspiration, and gradually it stretches towards the sunlit realms of the internet. Alas, with exposure comes a deluge, not just of nourishing rains of praise, but also the harsh storms of criticism that can threaten to uproot your fragile creation. If you've ever braved the online world, you know it's rife with critics poised to unleash their harshest words. Yet, like a sculptor chipping away at marble, you must learn to use these torrents of feedback to refine your resolve without damaging your core. Do not let the vitriol consume you. Instead, turn away from the negativity or rechannel your frustration into the fuel that propels your artistic ambitions. The toxicity of criticism can ensnare you, turning every stroke of the keyboard into a battle, every glance at a comment section into a gauntlet run. Remember that engaging with detractors is often an unproductive endeavor. Your time is a limited resource, best spent on crafting your vision, not defending it to every naysayer. But when anger strikes, a perfectly human reaction, welcome it as an unexpected muse. For instance, the author, Kleon, harnesses his morning dose of hate mail as a catalyst for action, converting the energy of ire into a power source for innovation. What about the cheers and accolades, the comments that sing your praises? Treasure these. Let the words of your supporters be your beacon, reminding you that your work resonates and inspires. Extend the same generosity of spirit to others. Celebrate their achievements and spread the love you wish to see returned. And in your darkest hours, when the trolls seem to outnumber the fans, seek solace in your personal trove of compliments, the praise file. Here, stored in the sanctuary of folders and inboxes, lies the tangible proof of your impact. These next time gloom casts its pall over your studio, unlock this chest of affirmations and let the glow of encouragement rekindle your creative flame. Final summary. Embark on a voyage through the galleries of art and innovation, and you'll find a universal truth. No creation springs forth in isolation. Each piece is a mosaic of borrowed brilliance, a tapestry woven from threads of past genius. The lesson, true for artists across all mediums, is that the greats knew how to steal like an artist. To stoke the fires of your own artistry, begin by idolizing the greats. Dive deep into the works and worlds of your favorite creators, building your own artistic family tree. In the spaces of emulation and imitation, discover your distinct voice, the unique echo that differentiates your song from your idols. Shape your surroundings, curating spaces that sing to both the digital and the tactile. But don't be held captive by your own walls. Wanderlust can refuel your creative engines and bring fresh vistas into view. As you shed the cocoon of obscurity, do so mindfully, sharing your creations with the world while safeguarding the time once sheltered by anonymity. It is this careful revelation that will herald your entrance onto the creative stage. In the chorus of voices online, let the harmony of praise sustain you, choosing to let criticism fall like water off an artist's apron. Collect the accolades as keepsakes, reminders of your resilience and influence. In this way, you are not merely a thief in the night, but a torchbearer guiding the next generation of artists. By absorbing the lessons of those who've paved the way, lessons of influence, space, sharing, and self-care, you too will leave a legacy for others to draw inspiration from. You'll not only join the ranks of those you once emulated, but will become a beacon for those who follow, continuing the eternal cycle of creative evolution. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.